Hi, this is Bob Buckley with another Frontline Disc Golf Form Review. Today we'll be doing a backhand review for Gavin. We got Gavin here on the right, and Brooks Walls on the left. I'll go ahead and I'll play this once through, and then I'll back it up and start it. Alright, so I got my notes right here on the right for you. This top note right here, I literally never take away. It's my biggest critique on pretty much everybody's form. Get your left hand away from the disc. Now you'll notice Dan's left hand is also on the disc. If you watch Paul Macbeth, his hand is on the disc. A lot of the top pros have their hand on the disc. The difference is, as soon as they start moving forward, that hand comes down. And if you leave your left hand on the disc for too long, when you go to do your reach back, your hand follows the other hand and it causes you to round. So make it a habit of getting that hand down off that disc as soon as you start moving forward, or don't put it up there at all. Your first step of the X step, pretty much right out the gate, right here, is backwards. Oops. Nice. You want this to be perpendicular. You want to act as if this is a straight line right here, and you're walking on that straight line. So your first step should be here. Your second step should be here. And your third step should be out here. And it should all right be on the same line. Now you'll notice, because this first step of yours is backwards, the rest of your throw is going to be backwards as well. The reason this is bad is because it turns your hips. Your hips are now turned instead of in line with your target, and it doesn't allow you to get full motion of your hips when you're going to throw. The entire throw is based off of your hip movement. So here we go into the second step, also backwards. And you land on your toe here. This is probably the second most common mistake I see. Right here, landing on your toe. You want to land with this foot almost parallel with this foot, as they're both on that line. A much smaller X step is better. You'll notice when we get into Dan's X step here, he has a nice small X step. Both feet are pretty much parallel with this, perpendicular to this line here, and both feet are almost, now it's not, notice that it's not straight up and down. He is slightly turned, but he's not turned back here. Slightly off, and this one here is also just slightly off. Okay, so you'll notice Dan here on the left looks at his target the whole way until this front shoulder right here pushes his chin away and he can no longer look at his target. Gavin on the right here, as you you're looking away before you even start your reach back. So you want to make sure that that front shoulder is what is causing your head to turn. Your last step of your X step is actually smaller than we want to see. We want to see you be taking a big last step, landing on the ball of your foot, and pivoting to the heel. So what that big last step allows us to do, is it allows us to fully engage those hips, get our knees into it. Our whole lower body is primed for power. You'll notice here Dan's back knee is bent, driving into the shot. His front knee is bent, and he's driving through the disc. Gavin is a straight back knee, straight front knee, and as he goes to throw, he stands up on his tippy toes, which is a common mistake, and I don't really understand how people develop it or where it comes from, but I see it all the time. What you're doing is you're building all this energy up here, and then instead of all of this energy moving forward through the disc and through the shot, you're wasting all of that energy by standing straight up, and then you're getting less power on the disc. I skipped a couple bullets here. So, let me go back to your reach back. So your reach back here, your reach back should peak when your front foot hits. And you're kind of already like pulling through as your front foot hurts, so your timing's off. You want to be, when your front foot hits, you want to be fully extended. Your shoulder should be all the way opened up, and this should be straight back or off to the back corner. You don't, let me specify, you want to be straight back or back to this corner slightly. You do not want to be over here, because that causes rounding. So, I said you look up too early. It almost looks like your head is leading your throw. If you watch, so there's your full reach back, and the first thing that moves is your head. The first thing that should move is your hips. And your elbow, right, as of right now, your elbow is behind your hips, which is good. But there, at that point, your elbow is in front of your hips, and you haven't come through with your hips. You want to make sure that your hips, as you can see Dan here, he's already rotated all the way through with his hips, and then his arm follows. That's what's gonna create the best slingshot, and you're gonna get the most power out of your throw. And the last thing I have right here on my notepad, which is extremely important, I want to play it at 5 times so you can see what I'm talking about. You don't follow through. You throw the disc and then you stop, and then you kind of do a follow through, and that's going to cause injury, and it also means that you're not committing to your shot. See, do it again. So you throw your shot, and then you kind of go up, and then you pull your arm back down. You want to just fully just follow through one motion, and that's going to release all that energy properly and make sure that you're not extending your elbow out or pulling out on the elbow, which can cause issues down the road. A lot of the things I saw were just lower body issues. If you work on your walk up and your run up, so to speak, you'll see a lot of improvement in your throw. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully it helps out, and we'll see you out there.